All right. I got a new guest. Planet Mala, how you doing?
Good.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. I'd just like to
Good.
read you something if that's all right, and you can just try to understand, analyze it, and then you can ask me some questions. If that's all right.
Sure. So okay. So yeah, just start with the question. How do I believe in your God?
It's just in regards to I believe in the true God of Christianity and Judaism. I'll just
Okay.
I'll just explain some information and just try to assess it. Yeah. So
Okay. Well, if you kind of proselytize, I'm gonna jump in just
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. Just
yeah.
anytime you
So
wanna.
I'll give you. How about you just kind of do like a 1 minute summary?
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay.
All right. Go
So
ahead.
So if you believe in spirituality, voodoo, aliens, or the idea that humans might live on another planet, and if you ever wondered how you were created or questioned the orbs you may have seen in the sky, then consider that we are all consciousness in consciousness, and consciousness is energy, something God designed when He used nuclear force to form the galaxy instantly, with structured formation over 6 days, as revealed in the Bible. It is also mentioned in the Torah of Genesis 1:6-7, separation of waters. This passage describes a deliberate act of division. God creates an expanse firmament to divide chaotic primordial waters into two realms. So consciousness isn't fully understood by science and may be a higher form of non-physical energy. It could exist beyond the body, acting as a bridge between mind, soul, and the divine. If consciousness doesn't die, ask yourself where it goes when the body does, and whether that destination is shaped by good or evil choices. The truth is, we aren't magically good. God is actively preventing global war and sending angels, seen as orbs, to protect and heal the earth, even if you've only encountered them online or seen them through secondhand stories. Judaism and Christianity originate from the true God, while other systems like Islam or certain parts of Hinduism are false faiths influenced by human error. Some verses in Bible or Torah may appear to oppose science, not because God is wrong, but because some scriptures have been altered and much of modern science remains incomplete or misinterpreted. Suffering isn't itself a proof against God, it is the consequences of human behavior. God will judge the causes just while blessing the innocents in silence. He often protects without speaking audibly, which is why expecting to hear a voice might lead you to miss his presence altogether. If the
All right.
universe, yeah,
Let me stop you right there. But thank you for that. Were you reading something? Was that a book or something that you were reading?
yeah, I just created a document for atheists to make because
Oh,
I've
you created a document. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
So let me explain my approach a bit. So the way I do this is I have because I all of those things I have heard before, and
Have
so
you have you heard that
yeah, I
God
have.
created with
I've heard
advanced
just
nuclear propulsion system?
yeah, just about just about
Where,
everything you've read,
where
people
did you
have
hear that
said to
from?
me in one form or another. So
Have they
what
told
I
you about the advanced nuclear propulsion system?
no, I haven't heard that specifically, but
That's how
what
God.
I'm trying
That's
to
how
do
God
then
created it.
is this is what I do. So you said you're a believer in the Christian God, and what would you say then is your best reason to believe in the Christian God? Like if and for this reason, what I mean is if this reason were ever disproven, not to say that it would be or if there's evidence for it, but if it were ever disproven, that you would either seriously reconsider your belief or you would stop believing in the Christian God altogether. So what reason would you say that is?
My personal reason is because I've got communications with the angels, and they confirm me unknown information that most of the planet don't know. I know
Okay,
it might sound a bit crazy, but if you before you dismiss it, just ask me questions if you want to verify anything.
sure. Well, I will say I'm not going to dismiss it at all. So
No,
no, I'm
it's a
and
natural
I
response
will.
anyway.
Okay,
But
and how certain are you that this is happening?
I'm very certain. I've been having spiritual experiences a lot of my life, which most
Okay,
people won't understand. A lot of it can't be
no, I
explained by
understand.
science.
Okay,
And so previously, I did think they were different beings or sort of aliens, but I've coming to realize
I
the last
understand.
2 year that they've confirmed that they're angels, and they're confirming that a lot of information to me. So I use
Okay,
advanced lighting communication methods to contact them, and they confirm me what factual information is, and they've told me a lot of information, and
okay.
It's a lot deeper than the whole what everyone thinks.
Okay, I understand. Okay, and I understand where you're coming from because I mean, I, I have talked to a lot of people, and so they tell me a lot of different things. So I totally, I get that part of it. I don't I don't understand intimately what you're saying, but I, I understand why you believe what you believe. So, and as far as this, what would it take for what evidence would it take for you to this to determine that you're in fact not communicating with angels? Like, is there anything out there that would convince you otherwise?
To be honest, I've had one of the worst experiences of modern human history. I've
Mm,
survived it. The governments are aware of me. The governments know what I'm doing for the
mm,
better, help the planet. They've I've seen a lot of bad stuff, and
hmm.
the angels and the higher beings have protected me, guided me, and I've confirmed that they are of the divine beings,
Okay,
basically.
you've confirmed it for yourself. So there doesn't sound like nothing would convince you then. Nothing otherwise. There would be no other
Yeah,
evidence that
yeah,
could convince you. You were fully convinced. Okay.
yeah. Every
And
information that I've been given, no one's been able to disprove it as well.
okay. And so it's unfalsifiable to you.
Currently, all information, no one is able to disprove me yet.
Yeah, yeah. So it's unfalsifiable. So it hasn't. They haven't. No one's been able to disprove you. So in your mind, does that mean it's unfalsifiable?
Just not. It's just everything's true so far.
Everything is true. Okay. All right. But not unfalsifiable. Just say everything is true so far. Okay.
Mhm.
And you can't imagine anything that would disprove it.
It hasn't been disproven yet.
Hasn't been disproven yet. Okay. And and you said this has come through a bunch of spiritual experiences,
Yeah, I've had it half of, as
like
in
your entire life.
not as a child. They're saying I have, but when I was a child, I didn't notice it as much. I didn't
Hmm.
I didn't physically see a lot of stuff. I did notice a lot of sky occurrences, but
Hmm.
just someone like me, I just found it a bit normal. Basically, a lot of people might find spirituality in different stuff a bit funny or
Yeah.
weird. Like, I was just sort of used to it, and there's a lot of
Okay.
experiences that I've got that in the future, people when they conduct scientific tests with me, they'll be able to scientifically see what the experiences I've got
Yeah,
and
I hear you. Okay. And what method planet did you use to determine to verify that all these experiences that you're talking about
Mhm.
are true?
um, in regards to my experiences or the confirmations of the truth.
Well, related to the biggest reason that you communicate with angels. What method did you use to determine that the evidence that you're communicating with angels is true?
Advanced light communication methods, advancing
Advanced, I'm sorry, advanced light communication?
advanced light scientific methods.
Advanced light scientific methods. Yeah, either scientific or, you know, whatever. Yeah, just the methods that you used. Like how did
Hmm.
like take me through the steps of like say a piece of evidence. You don't have to tell me exactly what the evidence is. I'm not so much interested in that as I am the method you use to determine it's true. Like for example, um, how I know my wife loves me is the way I determine that to be true is I look at her actions, and if it lines up with what I think a person who loves somebody would do, that gives me confidence that she loves me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand, but that's not
Yeah.
like that's it's not like you're not able to determine true facts in regards to that. I'm
Okay. You're
saying,
not in terms of communicating with angels. You can't determine it that way, right?
yeah, as in like you need a higher source or something really intelligent to confirm the sources.
Okay. You need a higher source of something to confirm that the angels are talking to you,
Mhm.
and so and are you? So it sounds like you're talking about God.
Yeah, I'm talking about God.
Okay. And And then how so I'm trying to figure out how that process worked. Like you heard the communications. How did you determine it was angels versus maybe your imagination, or
I've
maybe
got
somebody else talking to you, or not devils or ghosts or
yeah
leprechauns,
no
or you know what I mean?
yeah, I've seen a lot of things that it's not ready for the public yet, but I will confirm there's constant orbs around me and drones around me and government planes around me every day.
Okay, and then that tells you, so they're the orbs and the drones, the government drones, and the government knowing about you. To you,
They're,
that
they're, they're not
confirms that.
they're not government drones. They're some are government drones and orbs, but a lot is from angels, and they have
Mhm.
technology far greater than any government or any Illuminati or anything like that.
Got it, got it. And then that tells you that, okay, so the advanced technology of these orbs and drones that are following you, that tells you you're communicating with angels.
That's just one of the evidence.
That's one piece of evidence.
No,
And
that's
did you
one
come?
documented
Okay.
evidence.
And did you like capture one of these orbs or
Yes, every
drones
day.
and
Yes,
examined
every
it and
day.
studied it?
Yeah, I've confirmed it with scientific methods, and I've also researched in how to determine what is a real orb and what is a government orb.
Okay.
Government orbs do not run off anti-gravitical methods. They've been trying, they're not able to do it. The orbs, which I assumed was aliens before, but now it's confirmed to be angels, they use a different method, way advanced methods
Okay.
that use anti-gravitical propulsion methods, and their technology is way faster, way better than any government or Illuminati.
Okay. And then when you say orbs, you're talking like a ball that levitates in the air, right? That flies in
Yeah,
the
have
air.
you not seen any videos of it?
Um, no, I haven't, to be honest with you. And I'm
There's
sure there are, so I'll
there's
take a look.
hundreds, yeah, there's hundreds on
Hundreds of
TikTok.
videos. Okay,
Mm.
hundreds on TikTok. Okay,
A lot of people assume that they're aliens, but they're angels.
but they're angels. Okay,
But some are
and
government, and you will be able to notice the difference between government ones and the angel ones.
okay, and they said they were angels, or
Yeah, so I thought that they were helping me through a lot of my life.
uh
I've seen a lot of bad stuff, so I know negative individuals, let's just say, and I know it from good ones, and they've helped me, and I'm still here. A lot of the people have been trying to take me away, but I'm still here, and
huh.
it's only going to be divine natures who's helping me, and
Okay, okay. What is a competing reason? Well, what would you say is, like, for say, as someone who does believe in the Christian God, what reason can you think of that isn't true? Like, for example, they believe in the Christian God because, and there's this reason, but because of the knowledge you have, you can definitively point to that reason and say, no, that's not the reason why a Christian God exists. It is because, that reason isn't true. What reason would you say that is, or if there's any reason like that?
um, sorry, say that again.
Yeah, it
Say
didn't
that.
come out very well. I'm trying to
I've got it
see
here.
if.
Just
I'm
say it
sorry.
again if you can. Sorry, you just
Yeah,
try to say that again.
yeah. So, is there a reason? Like, there's, because people have all kinds of reasons they believe things, right? Um, and some of those reasons may not be true, even though, say that you're saying the Christian God is real. But are there any reasons that people believe in the Christian God that aren't true? Like
Yes,
false
yes.
reasons. Okay, what's an example of that?
Yeah, so new confirmations that I've got. So understand that a lot of Christians, they don't fully understand all the context of the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time they're confused on what Jesus is. A lot of the time they believe everything in the Bible is factual information. I've been trying to tell them, confirmed by the angels, that some are changed throughout time.
What's an example of one? Yeah, what? Give me an
Okay,
example of something that's not true in the Bible.
so in regards to the resurrection of Jesus, it didn't actually happen in that time. It happened prior, and it was the higher being used advanced science to resurrect Jesus, in which scientists now are trying to attempt it now. So a lot of people think it happened in that time, but it happened prior. Again, a lot of them are going to be offended, but this is the truth that they need to understand.
Okay.
I'll
When
give
you
you
say
another
prior, what do you mean? Like prior time?
yeah,
Like what time
yeah.
period did that happen?
So when it stated that he got resurrected on the cross, and there's a whole event about that, it didn't actually happen in that time. That is altered uh, what actually happened, and the event took happened prior, basically.
Okay.
Also, I'll give you another information in regards to when God created the planet, I mean the galaxy.
Hmm.
It gives a list of order of what he created, what was created. So in the Bible or the Torah, it mentions that the plants were created before sun. Yeah, and
Mm,
a lot of people are like, oh, this is how this happened. God is this can't be real. But it's just like they change. People can change the scriptures, so they change the order of it. So the sun should be coming before plants and vegetation. Obviously, if that goes
I
against
see.
science. So if there's anything in the Bible that goes against true confirmed science, then it's not from the Word of God. It's
Okay.
changed.
Now,
Also,
okay.
yeah,
Okay. I think I see. I think I understand what you're saying. So, okay. So, in terms of, because you said you've written something, a book or a paper or something for atheists to read,
no, as in
and
I've written a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to because I've listened to a lot of atheists, and
uh
I've realized their questions and what they want to be answered. So I've just formed sort of different documentations around
got
that.
it. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay. And why would you say why did the angels choose you?
The thing is, yeah, I I always ask that as well. I think it's because I've done a lot of things growing up. I've always like tried to bring people together. I've
Hmm.
done a lot of community work and that. Just
Hmm.
recently, I had one of the worst experiences and stuff, and I don't want to go
Hmm.
into detail, but
No, you don't have to. Yeah.
I did help. I helped people not get infected using some frightening stuff, and I just kept
Mm,
did a lot, and I kept the planet safer. A lot of people, it would have been a lot worse if I didn't do the things that I did.
yeah.
The aliens or angels would have probably destroyed a lot of the planet by now. And
Oh, well, thank you for that. Appreciate that.
as in, I don't
Okay.
know like, if you believe it, but I'm just saying it's something that's going to come out in the future, and like it's just something like I don't expect, I didn't want to necessarily think, but they just keep guiding me, and I tell them all the time, just can you guide other people as well? But they're just communicating with me for some reason. So it's just what it
Mm,
is. Like I'm saying, I've been doing it my whole life. I've been making people good. I've been doing a lot of things to prevent racism. I've been going to uncomfortable places. Like I've just been doing a lot basically for the planet. So
yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure that they
yeah, because what's interesting is that they just picked you to seemingly send this message that you have for everybody, and because it sounds like is it fair to say that because it sounds like what you're saying is that you're the one that possesses all the truth that nobody else has. And I'm just curious to know why they shared it with you, like why they shared it. They chose to share it with just one person instead of maybe like sharing it with as many people as possible, so that it would get
that's
out as fast as possible.
yeah, that's what
You know
I've
what I
been
mean?
telling them. I've been telling them if you can try to speak to other people, but they've just got the methods and stuff like that. They say
Mm,
I'm some sort of messenger, but I told them, I'm just a normal person. I just want to just do good for the planet, whatever. And
yeah. Well, that's
um,
good. You just want to do for the planet. And is that why this is important for you to kind of get this message out? You're just trying to help the planet?
I was doing it regardless. When I was a young child growing up, I was doing it regardless without anyone noticing it, me even noticing that the angels are around me. I was
Yeah.
just doing it regardless. And now
Yeah.
with confirmation, I'm just pushing further. And like I'm saying, there's a lot of information that's going to come out about me. They
Mm,
do say that I'm the descendant of Jesus. I'm the messenger, and I'm
mm.
just here You think, and like I'm saying, you might not fully believe it, but it's just the information that's going to come out. And like, yeah, I'm just think I'm a very good person. I care about everyone, different races, different
Yeah,
sexualities.
I think I get that. Yeah, I get that. And I do get that vibe from you that, you do care about a lot of people and you're just trying to get this message out.
And the
And
thing is,
do you,
yeah, like, because they've told me that Islam is false and stuff. I sort of knew it when I
mhm,
was young, but I didn't want to have to keep speaking about because I didn't want to like offend people because
yeah.
I'm not here to offend anyone. But I
And
have
yeah,
noticed
yeah, that's understandable.
that when you
Okay.
preach false religions, it does have negative impacts on the planet. So I'm there going to a lot of music Muslim communities and telling them truth. It's not a safe thing or it's not a thing to do, but it's just something that the truth needs to be revealed because
Yeah.
when it comes to Islam, it's not from the true word of God. It's from a different negative being, and Muhammad didn't speak to no angels or anything. He didn't speak to anyone divine.
Yeah.
So a lot
Okay.
of them are practicing um,
Now,
negative energy, basically.
okay. Now I had because I had a guest one time who was Muslim, and he was telling me that jinns were responsible for controlling spaceships that were sending lasers down to Earth and changing all kinds of things. And so, and he said he had proof of this. He had documentation. He had proof. And so it sounds like it'd be natural to think that you would think he was not telling the truth. He had something mistaken, or maybe he was even outright lying. I don't really know, but how would you say I could determine his, I could verify what he's saying is true or
That,
not?
that you should know that jinns are negative beings and they do not ascend. They stay on this planet Earth basically. So there's no jinns
Yeah.
because they think jinns are angels, but you can't be an angel, you can't go to a different dimension unless you are very, very good, basically. So
Okay.
a lot of them talk about the jinns. They're basically like demons, sort of, but they're like higher beings. But that's not how it works. That's why
Okay.
Islam has a negative vibe to it, and there's a lot of false claims. A lot of it just goes against science as well, and it's just
Hmm.
a lot of them know that Allah has negative traits. Even Muhammad possessed negative traits, and they still sort of ignore it. But a
Oh.
lot of Muslims, some of them are good people, and I think they do genuinely believe Allah is the true God, but
Hmm.
they just ignore the negative traits, and then they just
Yeah.
try to, yeah. So
When you go into these different communities and you try to speak your truth, it
mm.
how successful are you to get people to believe you?
Some it's all right, but yeah, I get dismissed a lot, to be honest.
You get, yeah, I'm sorry
Yeah,
for that. How does that make you
you're correct.
feel?
The thing is, I don't care too much. Like I've had it a lot of my life anyway, so it's just like
Mm,
it's just something that I'm used to. But it's just like when I have truth that no one can disprove me. It's just like they don't just say they just dismiss it straight away, and then I just tell them, listen,
yeah.
you have to disprove me with science. Then you can say whatever. But it's just the same thing. You're crazy. You need all this stuff. But in the
Mm,
future, it's gonna what everything I said will come into light, and then they'll realize after, oh, okay, this guy was whatever. So it's just like a process basically. And like I'm saying,
okay.
you're one of the first few to, I don't know if you fully believe it or understand, but you're definitely giving me a bit of space to talk and maybe to
Hmm.
understand. Yeah. But
Yeah,
like I'm
I
saying,
think the first thing is I want to understand about what a person's belief is. And because if you were to convince me, I would need to really understand where you're coming from. Does that make sense?
no, no, I
And
understand.
by the same token, if and I'm not here to convince you. If I were to try to convince you, I would really need to understand where your beliefs are as well. And you would need to understand my beliefs too.
Mm,
And if I just automatically dismiss you, because I'll be honest, I haven't heard of anybody else saying this before, but you have confirmed it because you said, hey, they're only telling me these things. I'm only the one that knows the truth. And so I can't sit here and just say, well, I'm just going to automatically dismiss it. Okay, even though I don't believe in a God, on the other side of it, I want to be able to understand, because look, at there is a chance that you're right. Okay, even though I don't believe in a God, that doesn't automatically mean that you're wrong. Okay, so how would I even know if I don't even listen to what you're saying? You
No,
see what I'm saying?
no, that's true, and that's why more people just need to
Yeah.
understand. Even if you don't fully believe me or straight away, you shouldn't just dismiss anything that I say, especially if it's not harmful, if I'm not being
Mm-hmm.
offensive or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then people just, if I just say one, if normally it's like one of the first statements I make, I get booted out, kicked out, muted, and it's just like it's just a bit weird anyway. But in regards
Yeah.
to the angels have confirmed that you are good anyway, so it's just more of you to get an understanding. So in regards to your creation, or the creation of the galaxy, what do you understand of it? How do you think that it came about?
Oh, that's really, honestly, it's way beyond my comprehension. But I would say that I'm actually honestly agnostic about it. I would say that, uh, there are theories for an eternal universe. There are theories for multiverses. And then there's the theory of the Big Bang, which doesn't automatically mean that is the start of existence. That doesn't automatically say that. That's just the start of the universe. But that doesn't mean existence could have been here before that. So, there's a lot of competing theories, and I don't know, to be honest with you.
So, in regards to a lot of atheists and general scientist beliefs, they believe that the Big Bang was created, and everything was formed from that due to random occurrences. So, they don't think anything was divinely orchestrated, or anything was done
Mm-hmm.
in precision. They just believe everything was random, and it just all connected at one. If the universe was truly random and it was just like a explosion, everything was random, it would be chaotic and shapeless, lacking logic, mathematics, and the order that we see.
Mm-hmm.
If you see the galaxies, then you should know the intricate way of how it was designed. Even some atheists admit that God is likely to play a role. So
Mm-hmm.
so it, it may be complicated, but Big Bang Theory does sort of correspond to how God created it. So, like I said, God created it using advanced nuclear propulsion system, which is an advanced scientific method, and it created
Mm.
it created the same style as the Big Bang. So everything was,
Yeah.
and then
And
and
this,
then everything came into existence. But it
okay.
didn't take a slow process, as they're saying. It was formed almost instantaneously, and the whole initial formation took 6 days, and it is stated in the Bible and the Torah about this. When it comes to advanced
Okay.
nuclear propulsion system, the scientists currently now they are trying to work on recreating something similar. So they are trying to create life form around it. The
You mean
scientists,
scientists here on Earth now?
yeah, so they're trying to recreate a smaller advanced nuclear propulsion system, and they actually know, a lot of them actually know of how God created it, and they've got the scientific
Mm-hmm.
test results to show it, but they have been hiding it from the public. So a lot of
Oh,
that, yeah, so
why
that
are they hiding it?
they just want confusion to the planet, because there's some more information in regard. It's not even just about God's creation. It's just about also, I've been informed that the planet that we're living on, although it is a circular globe type object,
Uh-huh.
it's a flat surface at the top. So we're living on a flat surface, and we're not living around the Earth. And
Hmm.
the pilots and the scientists, they know this. And again, um, why would you think they would be hiding it? And like I'm
Yeah,
saying,
that's the question. I
yeah,
honestly don't know. I don't know why scientists would hide something like that, because that sounds pretty amazing. And and usually, when there's something amazing that they're trying to do, trying to create, they're usually trying to tell you about it. Like, hey, we're trying to do this because we think it's
yeah,
going to be, it's going to push mankind forward. So yeah, why would they hide something like that? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, you
I'm
know?
saying, but that's why it's a very negative thing what they're doing, and it's about control. It's about having people and the
It's about
population under
control.
control. Yeah, and like it's
What do you
just
suppose they get out of controlling the population? Like the science now, are you saying the scientists are doing this? Like who exactly is
yeah,
trying to control the
scientists,
population?
the
Scientists are
scientists, the
trying to?
governments.
The
Are you
governments?
aware of like Illuminati? Do you know about Illuminati,
I
deep state?
yeah, I've read about the Illuminati, the deep state, all that
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah. A
they
lot of
want to
them are
control the all everybody, right? And so
not everyone. Some of the governments are good.
okay, some are good, but it sounds like these certain governments want to control everybody. And what do you suppose they gain out of that? What do they get?
Just more control of the population,
Just more
leaving them
control.
unaware. If once more, because once the information comes out, it's going to spiral out of control, and they're going to be very very worried. And I'm here to just tell you, lot, once it does come out, just don't be too angry. I'm going to
Mm,
deal with a lot of it because you can understand the frustration of the population that they're going to have.
okay.
And I'm saying I'm just here to just guide people and just say, don't don't overreact.
Don't
There's
overreact.
ways to get through a lot of the lies that we've been told.
Okay. What would happen if so if there so if this information about say the advanced nuclear technology you're talking about were to if people were to find out about well it sounds like I mean you kind of told me already, right? So if people were to find out
Yeah,
about this and verify it and you're saying that people would get upset and then the governments are worried that if they find out people would start to get angry and upset and then what would happen then like this advanced nuclear technology I know you kind of gave me an understanding gave me an idea what it would do but like what would it actually do for like if they were just allowed to do this in the open what would happen?
they're not allowed to do it, and me and my team are not going to let them do it.
Okay, so it sounds like this is something very bad and so what
There's a
would
lot.
happen if they were allowed to build this successfully what would happen to me or us?
They would mess up the planet and the universe. So we're making
Mm,
sure that no governments is allowed to do that. They're worried about me and my team because we want to we are going to make the planet better and safer for everyone. And they're just worried
mm,
that when the truth comes out, they're not going to be able to carry on doing their evil stuff that they're doing. There's a lot of evil
okay,
stuff they've been doing,
yeah.
even hiding it from the public. I'm aware of a lot of the things. Personally, I'm not happy about it. But if you could trust me that I am a calm person and I won't take things too harsh, basically.
Okay. Well, I think it would really help if you could tell your team that they need to get more people on board with this, and to spread the message because I got to be honest with you, it sounds like you got a really big job because, there are 8 billion people on this planet and for them to lay this all on your shoulders, especially with the technology we have, we've got all these social media app platforms and that if they had enough people just spreading the word that this would spread like wow you could potentially get a lot of people on board with this within 24 hours potentially
Yeah.
and
No, no, it's
so
true.
what
And like
yeah so why
it's
why do you think that they just that's what I mean is that why would they only just tell you when they it sounds like they would be knowledgeable enough to know this so
the thing is
that's
that
what I mean
they have their procedures of doing it. Like I'm saying, I always
they
question
have
them.
their ways
Could you speak to other people as well? Because it is a burden on my shoulder. But they've just given me
well
the thing, and they continue to do so.
I
And
will promise you this
it's a
this is
small
what I'll
process,
do
by the way, because
yeah
a lot of people can't get too much information straight away. So I've just been gradually just going into um, little communities here and there, just throwing out little information because I still haven't even revealed a lot of the information. So it's
okay
just slowly,
well
slowly. You can imagine
this is
the
what I'll
cost.
do, Planet Malo. I'm actually going to make a video about this, and it's not to mock you, but so your information will get out. And it's going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Instagram, it's going to be on Twitter, it's going to be here. Will that work?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
like
because
I'm
on
saying,
YouTube there will be I'll send you, and as a matter of fact, I'll even at you when I publish the video here, and then you can see it on all my platforms. And so I'll do what I can to spread the word for you. But like I said, I'm not doing it to mock you. I'm not doing that at all. I have too much respect for you to do that. It is
no, like I'm saying,
to,
if
but
it's fine if you. I'm just used to this
mm-mm, but I'm not going to
response.
do that.
Well,
Yeah,
as in
I'm
like
not doing that.
I still understand how it might sound crazy and stuff, but it's just like just if you're looking for my account, you can see a lot of unknown information.
Hmm.
And if you want personally any questions of any advanced knowledge or something, I can ask the aliens and the angels for it, and they'll help guide you as well. So it's just in the future, yeah, we're just trying to we're just trying to create a safer place for
Yeah,
everyone.
and I
There's a
gotta be
lot of
honest, it's not. Yeah, it's not about really what I want. It's really, I mean, because look, I am a truth seeker at the end of the day, and I will admit this is a very incredible story. Okay, it's very incredible, and it's very unique. And so, yeah, I am a skeptic by heart, and so I do need to have like verifiable, trustable, or testable, repeatable evidence. That I mean, and that's like my start there. And so you are seeing a lot of claims, and then the other part of it is that you're the only one that holds all this knowledge. So it's really kind of hard to say that. But I do hear your conviction. So I definitely think that you believe this. And I definitely think that you think this is true. So that I won't dismiss, disrespect, mock, anything like that, you know? So you definitely have the desire and the, you know, does that make sense? Like I'm not, like I don't think you're not telling the truth. I think you're telling the truth. I think that you're not lying about this. You're not trying to troll me. You're not trying to pull a hoax on anybody. I think you actually that you think this is true. So in no way would I mock you or dismiss this.
And I
Am I
also
making
want to
sense?
say that, yeah, no, that's fine. And like I'm saying, I appreciate it if you genuinely do have maybe not fully believe it, but maybe just take it into consideration. But they have confirmed to me as well, you are a descendant from Egypt, ancient Egypt as well, and
Hmm.
you are part of my tribe as well. And I've been learning a lot about the truth about ancient Egypt and the culture. And your people had one of the amazing, best civilization in modern time, modern
Oh, wow.
history. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's just, there's a lot of information going to come out in regards to everyone, but in regards to melanated people as well. So it's just like you'll
Okay.
know more about your roots, your culture, and the good stuff, the bad stuff that's happened in the world.
Okay. All right. Well, Planet Mala, if you want, please follow me. But like I said, I will publish a video on this very soon. And I will publish our entire discussion, not on YouTube, but I'll put like a 1 or 2 minute video here. And then you can
Okay.
take a look at it. All
If you want
right.
to follow me, the thing is, I can't follow people. I'm only following people who blocked me or kicked me out. So I'm only following people
Oh,
who have muted me, kicked me out, blocked me, basically. So that's my whole process. Because
oh, okay.
basically a lot of people do that. So that's why I'm creating. I'm just following people who block me. But I'm gonna screenshot your page anyway, and I'll try to come through.
Okay. And I wrote your name down, so I'll be sure to at you when I publish it. So you'll get the notification that it's out.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up and appreciate you telling us
Unless
all
you want,
about
unless you
that.
want to
All
talk, you
right.
want to. Okay.
All
Unless you
right.
want to,
Have
you
a good
want to
one,
have a
Planet
questions or
Molly.
anything, or
Oh no,
cheers.
I
Bye.
asked all the questions I could ask. Yeah, I have plenty. Yeah, that's everything. Unless there's anything else you want to ask me.
Just in regards to one last thing, can I say? Basically, a lot of people, especially melanated people, feel frustrated with Christianity, especially when it seems like God allowed slavery to happen. But it's important to understand the history. In 2000 BC, the terms slave, servant, and master. Understand the history. In 2000 BC, the terms slave, servant, and master by 700 to 800 AD, and especially during 1500 to 1800 D, these terms are twisted and change the meaning into cruelty and ownership. So there is a perception where a lot of melanated people hate Christianity because they think God allowed slaves, but he didn't allow slaves. It was twisted so-called European so-called Christians who thought it meant chattel slavery, and then they done it. So there's a lot of
I see.
hatred to Christianity, but the true God didn't do anything, and the context is taken out of hand. Yeah?
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate you laying that out. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
No
All right.
problem. Thank you. Thank you
Have
very
a good
much.
one, Planet Mala. All right.
Bye.
Talk to you later.